Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so if you are a master's student in business school getting ready for your strategic decision-making simulation, you're going to want to pay close attention. Consider this your absolute critical mission briefing. You are about to step into the role of Chief Client Experience Officer at CrestView Wealth Management. Your task? To navigate a deeply complex corporate crisis in a massive service industry firm. We're going to break down the exact parameters, the boardroom politics, and the incredibly high financial stakes you'll face the second you take the manager's seat.
Here's a quick roadmap of what we'll cover to prep you for the simulation. Number 1, welcome to CrestView Wealth. 2, the triple disruption threat. 3, Decision 1, tech strategy. 4, Decision 2, talent retention. 5, Decision 3, client defection. And finally, number 6, achieving the winning state.
Welcome to CrestView Wealth.
All right, to actually solve the challenges ahead, you first really need to understand the DNA of the company you're trying to save. Now, CrestView isn't some scrappy tech startup. It is a highly prestigious, relationship-driven institution that was founded in Boston back in 1991. You are inheriting a firm with a staggering $38.4 billion in assets under management. You've got 1,240 employees, roughly 4,200 high-net-worth client households, and annual revenues hitting $312 million. But you know, this massive scale, it makes the firm heavy. For 3 decades, CrestView's reputation has been built almost entirely on human advisory relationships. Literally, each client gets a dedicated wealth advisor and a whole team of specialists. The minimum investable asset threshold to even get in the door is $750,000. It's a premium, bespoke service. But here's the catch. That legacy model is suddenly showing some major cracks.
When you sit down at that manager's desk, you absolutely need to know exactly where your revenue is coming from. It breaks down into 3 distinct tiers. You have the core segment sitting at 19%, the ultra-wealthy private segment at 43%, and right there in the middle, your premier segment at 38% of your AUM. That premier segment, that represents $14.6 billion, and they are moderately at risk of churning. As you'll see pretty quickly in the simulation, they are highly sensitive to technology experience gaps. Make no mistake, if you lose the middle, the whole foundation basically crumbles.
Section 2, the triple disruption threat.
And that brings us to the inciting incident of your simulation. Entering 2024, CrestView is not just dealing with one headache. It is facing a literal existential squeeze from 3 completely different directions. First up, robo-advisors. They are climbing the AUM ladder and aggressively targeting your $500K to $2 million segment. Second, you have the mega banks. These guys have bottomless tech budgets, they're rolling out these slick digital client portals, and they're lowering their minimums to eat your lunch. And third, which honestly is perhaps the most damaging, you have an internal bleeding of talent. Just last year alone, 11 of your 87 wealth advisors walked right out the door, and they took roughly $1.9 billion in AUM with them to break away competitors. So you're being attacked from the bottom, the top, and the inside.
Now, I want you to meet your arch rival in this scenario, parallel wealth advisors. While CrestView is stubbornly anchored in human relationships with a net promoter score of 52, Parallel is a totally tech-native firm. They seamlessly blend human advisors with this proprietary digital platform they call Parallel OS. Their clients can just hop on their phones, model scenarios, and track goals in real time. The result? Parallel boasts a massive NPS of 71, and they are actively leveraging that tech advantage to poach your advisors and your mid-tier clients.
Section 3, Decision 1, technology strategy.
This leads us straight to the very first major trial you're going to face in week 1 of your master simulation. The board has essentially approved up to $22 million for a technology upgrade. And they had to, because frankly, your current portal hasn't had a major update since 2019. I mean, your clients can't even schedule meetings online right now. It's kind of like asking them to send a fax to check their portfolio. But before you go spending that capital, you have to navigate some intense boardroom politics. Your CEO, Robert Callahan, strongly believes the firm's competitive advantage is human trust, not technology. He is absolutely terrified of the service feeling transactional. But on the flip side, your new Chief Strategy Officer, Natasha Brennan, is aggressively sounding the alarm that the firm has to modernize right now. As the new executive, you are caught smack in the middle of this philosophical war.
So you'll be forced to choose one of 3 distinct paths. Option A, build a fully custom platform. Now, this preserves your unique brand, but it costs up to $22 million and takes 24 months to roll out. And honestly, that's time you might not have. Option B, buy a white label platform for a much cheaper $4.2 million upfront. It's fast, sure, but you'll be sharing the exact same tech with 200 other firms. Absolutely zero differentiation. Or option C, partner with a startup. This gets you to market in a lightning-fast 6 months, but it requires giving up 2% of new AUM revenue. And keep this in the back of your mind. Your private equity backer, Advent International, is looking for a liquidity event in 2 to 4 years, so they are watching your capital efficiency very, very closely.
Section 4. Decision 2. Talent retention.
Okay, so once you make your tech play, the simulation definitely does not let you breathe. You move straight into the second escalating crisis, the bleeding of your top-tier talent. And this is fundamentally an economics and culture problem all wrapped up into one big headache. Why are your advisors leaving for Parallel? Well, it mostly comes down to compensation. CrestView's average advisor payout ratio is 8.5%. Meanwhile, Parallel is offering 12%, plus they throw in flexible work arrangements. Those 11 advisors who already left, they took $1.9 billion in AUM, which translates to a permanent, painful loss of $15.4 million in recurring annual revenue. You quite literally cannot afford to lose another top performer.
But fixing compensation is never simple. Your rivals are offering advisors equity to jump ship. However, your CEO historically opposes giving equity to advisors, and his reasoning comes down to fiduciary duty. This is the strict legal obligation under the SEC's Investment Advisors Act to act solely in the client's best interest at all times. The CEO firmly believes that making advisors shareholders blurs that ethical line, creating a dangerous conflict between firm profits and client outcomes.
And this philosophical debate, it becomes terrifyingly real in week 4 of the simulation. Rachel Assay, one of your absolute star advisors managing $1.2 billion in AUM, drops an offer from Parallel Wealth right onto your desk. Retaining her requires matching a guaranteed $420,000 bonus, offering remote work flexibility, and giving her equity. What do? Do you break the CEO's historical rule and match it? Do you try to counter? Or do you just let $1.2 billion walk out the door? Your decision right here is going to signal your leadership style to the entire firm. No pressure, right?
Section 5. Decision 3. Client defection.
Now, if you somehow manage to survive the talent crisis, Week 8 delivers the final, climactic challenge of the simulation. It is the ultimate test of how your technology and talent decisions hold up in front of the actual customer. You suddenly get word that the Harrington family office, which happens to be your 5th largest client sitting on $340 million in AUM, is actively evaluating Parallel Wealth. Why? It's a classic generational wealth transfer. The incumbent relationship manager of 17 years is retiring. The next generation, these adult children in their early 30s, are now sitting in on the review meetings, and they are bluntly citing CrestView's outdated portal and the absolute inability to view consolidated performance on their smartphones as total deal breakers. Worse still, Parallel is offering to reduce their fees by 15 basis points. Now, 15 basis points might sound like a tiny fraction, but at a massive scale of $340 million, that represents a huge chunk of revenue you're about to lose. You have to design a retention strategy that bridges this multi-generational gap, and you have to do it immediately.
Section 6. Achieving the winning state.
By this point in the case study, you have faced systemic technological decay, an all-out talent revolt, and the imminent loss of a massive key client. And here's how that all builds across your 8-week virtual tenure. In week 1, you have to set the technological foundation. In week 4, you address the human capital that actually delivers that technology. And in week 8, you face the end consumer who is demanding both of those things. It's a total domino effect. Every single choice impacts the next. Like if you overspend on custom tech in week 1, you just might not have the cash left over for Rachel Assay's retention bonus in week 4. It's all connected.
So what does that actually take to achieve the winning state in this business school exercise? Your strategy has to flawlessly thread the needle to satisfy 3 incredibly strict conditions. Number 1, your net AUM organic flow absolutely must turn positive. You have to stop the bleeding. Number 2, you must improve the firm's net promoter score by at least 6 points from your baseline of 52. And number 3, you have to limit your advisor net attrition to a maximum of just 3 additional departures. 2 out of 3, that gets you a partial win, but a true, effective manager figures out how to hit all 3. All right, you now have the intelligence, the raw data, and the crucial context of the boardroom dynamics. You understand the deep friction between human-led tradition and the absolute pressing necessity for digital modernization. The platform is ready, your advisors are waiting, the clients are watching your every move. Can you navigate this triple disruption, perfectly balance the finances, and actually save CrestView Wealth Management? Step into the simulation and let's find out.